Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be keeping things pretty casual, pretty cozy, while I give you the updates on all of the products that I was testing out in the month of March for my currently testing series. So I started this series back in the fall and I wasn't really sure what to call it. I'm thinking now I might call it my Testing 10 series because I do pick 10 products every month to test out and review for you guys. So let me know in the comments what you think of that. I am like not the greatest when it comes to coming up with creative titles and things like that. So if you have a brilliant idea that you want to share, let me know in the comments down below. And in the meantime, we do have a lot to cover today, so I don't want this intro to be too long. I will say hello and welcome to any of you who are new here to my channel. My name is Lauren. Thank you so much for coming, hanging out, and chatting beauty with me today. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you will click that subscribe button, come back for more, hang out with me again in the future. And without any further ado, let us talk about the products that I tested out last month. So the first thing is something that I've been really loving. This is a duo from the brand Amika. This is their Normcore Signature Shampoo and Conditioner. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Amika, they're more of a high-end hair care brand. I mean, they're not crazy expensive, but you're looking for, each of these bottles retails for I think $19, so much more expensive than what you would expect to see at the drugstore. But Amika just relaunched and rebranded all of their packaging. I think it looks so cute. Their shampoo and conditioners are now like color coded. So this is, as the name suggests, kind of their staple standard shampoo and conditioner duo. It's not made for specifically like any hair type. It's kind of usable by anyone. It has their classic scent, which is this like strawberry, citrus, and cream kind of thing. It is delicious. If you've never smelled an Amika hair care product, they are lovely. I'm all about it. So this has been really nice to use in my shower in the mornings. I feel like it makes my hair really clean. It doesn't weigh it down. It leaves it really soft and it smells really good. Would I repurchase it? I don't know. Maybe. It is kind of expensive. When I think about the fact that it's $40 for me to get this set, that's a lot of money for shampoo and conditioner. And I do go through shampoo and conditioner relatively quickly. Maybe a little bit less so now that my hair is shorter because I only wash it every other day or so. But I did really like the way it performed. I've really been enjoying using it. I love the packaging. I think it's very cute. So I would definitely recommend it as far as the shampoo and conditioner duo goes. It's really just a matter of how much you're looking to spend. There are really great options at the drugstore for half the price, so you don't need to spend $20 on a shampoo and conditioner, but it is very nice. On the note of drugstore, so Pacifica sent me a couple of products from their new pineapple line to try. So I did decide that I was going to review the Oil Slaying Face Wash and the Oil-Free Water Serum from that collection. Now this is designed for people with oily skin, which I do have. So this was right up my alley. I was very excited to try them. When it comes to the cleanser, I was a big fan of this. It smells like a pina colada. Like, it smells like pineapple. It's super delicious. This does get my skin very clean, but it doesn't dry it out. It doesn't strip it. There are no sulfates in this. It's 100% vegan and cruelty-free, which is great. And I just felt like it was a nice everyday kind of cleanser for someone with oily skin. I don't think it would be a problem if you use this if you had dry skin, but maybe you want something that's a little bit extra hydrating or moisturizing if your skin is very dry, and this is not going to give you that. It's just not going to strip your skin the way that some other cleansers designed for people with oily skin might. I definitely would consider repurchasing this in the future. I think this is going to be a great cleanser for spring and summer when you want that kind of tropical scent. It's just kind of invigorating and fun, and it makes your skin feel nice. So did really enjoy that a lot. The serum though, on the other hand, I wanted to like, but I was not as big of a fan of this. I felt like the texture that this left on my skin was very strange. So it smells just like the cleanser. It's really delicious. And it is kind of a thin, lightweight consistency. But when you massage it into your face, I think it starts out kind of sticky, and it takes a while, and it does eventually dry down to like a matte finish, but it takes a little bit. And sometimes if you put a moisturizer on top of it, it stays kind of sticky. I really didn't like the texture of this, and I also felt like underneath my makeup, this did not make my makeup apply as well. I felt like it interacted weird with some of my primers. I had things balling up on my skin that never used to ball up on me, which usually means that there's something in this serum that's not mixing. with the ingredients and the primers or the foundations that I was wearing, so obviously that's not good. So even if this was something that worked all right for my skin, if the entire point is that I want to moisturize and prep my skin for makeup, if it's not working with my makeup, then that's not going to work out for me. So unfortunately, this was not my favorite. This was not something that I felt really worked for me in my current skincare routine, so I probably will skip on using this in the future. I did have a couple of other skincare products that I was testing out this month. The first one is from Ren. I got this sample from Sephora with an order, and it's the new Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic. So okay, funny story about this. Let me know, you guys, when you were a little kid, like, so I was born in '87, I grew up in the '90s, and when I was little, whenever I got sick, my mom used to give me Triaminic. It's like a medicine, and there are different colors that do different things, and they taste different. And the yellow one was so horrible. It was so gross. I hated it. But the orange one tasted just like orange Tic Tacs, and it was delicious. And I didn't really know, because I was too little to understand what kind of symptoms I had that would give me the orange one versus the yellow one. Maybe one was for cough and one was for sinus. Like, I don't really remember, to be honest. I just know that I always had my fingers crossed my mom would give me the orange one. And so this toner, as soon as I like put it on a cotton pad and started to put it on my face, it brought me right back, because this smells exactly like the orange medicine that I used to take when I was a kid. Like, it smells just like orange Triaminic. It's so funny, which I don't mind. Like, it's a good smell to me, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, at the very least it's orangey and citrusy, which is nice. So this toner has alpha hydroxy acids in it, which basically means that it chemically exfoliates your skin. It helps to break down those dead skin cells that kind of get stuck on the surface layer of your skin, and it can kind of cause a dullness in your complexion or some texture. So you can use this morning and night, and I will say, I think this is very effective, but it is stronger than some of the other toners I've used that kind of have a similar formula. The first time I used this, it stung my skin a little bit, and I haven't had that with any of my other toners in a long time. I use the Pixi Glow Tonic on a regular basis. I've used the Mario Badescu Glycolic Acid Toner. I've also used the Radiance Boosting Toner from Derma E. Like, I've used a couple of different things that also have alpha hydroxy acids in them, but I think this one is a little bit stronger. That being said, my skin was looking really clear in the last month, and I think this helped a lot. My skin did get used to it, I felt like. I think if my skin was like freshly exfoliated, it would sting more, so I kind of tried to be careful about how I was using this, because I know it's pretty strong stuff. Also, I really made sure that I used sunscreen in the last month, because whenever you're using alpha hydroxy acids on your skin, it makes it more photosensitive, which means it's more prone to sun damage. So it's really important, if you're using this kind of product, that you wear sunscreen. But in general, I felt like my skin looked clearer, my skin looked brighter, I had like no breakouts. I just got my period this morning, and I did notice like last night that I was starting to get just like some tiny little bumps, but nothing major. And that's honestly a big thing for me, because usually around that time of the month, I will get at least a few pimples. I'm just very sensitive to hormones, but my skin felt very, very clear this month, so I think this helped, definitely. The other really cool thing about Ren is it's a very clean brand. On the back here it says there's no parabens, sulfates, mineral oils, petroleum, synthetic fragrance, colors, TEA, DEA, silicones, etc., etc. So it's very clean. There's no junk in their formulas, which I really appreciate. So would I go out and buy this? I don't know. I do have a lot of other toners on hand that I do like. This may be like a step above maybe my Pixi Glow Tonic. Like, this might work a little bit better, but it's more than double the price. So it's really a matter of how much money you want to invest, how worth it this type of product is to you. So the last skincare product that I tried out this month were these Derma E Hydrating Facial Wipes. And They're gone. I've used every single one of these and I really liked them a lot. These were very, very gentle. They did a decent job of taking off makeup. They maybe weren't the most effective wipes I have ever used, but they were much more gentle and nourishing on the skin than some wipes I've used. I definitely have tried some like facial cleansing cloths that can sting my eye area, and I did not notice these stinging anything at all. They were very moisturizing, they were very soft. They were really nice wipes and I enjoyed them. I wouldn't just use a wipe like this to take off your makeup because I don't think it's going to get everything off. It's just a nice first step if you want to kind of go in and remove the majority of your makeup before you actually wash your face with a cleanser. I don't know if you can get these in stores anywhere yet. I don't know if they carry these at Ulta or at Target, because I know Derma is carried at quite a few different places, but you can definitely buy these wipes online from the Derma website, and I think they retail for around $6, which is a pretty fair price. They're about the same as a package of Simple micellar wipes, which I also really like, and I think these ones are about as effective and maybe even better for people with sensitive skin because these are very clean. There are no weird ingredients. Derma uses a lot of botanicals. They're cruelty-free. They're natural. So if you want a more good for you biodegradable face wipe, these ones are pretty excellent to check out. So let's move on to some makeup products. I know you guys are probably very eager to hear what I have to say about the Zoeva Cocoa Blend eyeshadow palette. So if you've been watching my videos, you may have seen that Zoeva is a brand that I had really wanted to try for years and years. It's one of the bucket list beauty brands that I have never managed to get my hands on. I live in the United States. Zoeva is not easy to come by here. But I was in New York City and I found out that this little drugstore carried some Zoeva products and it wasn't that far from Grand Central, so I kind of walked over there and I was able to pick up this palette, which is one of the most well-known Zoeva eyeshadow palettes. The Cocoa Blend is kind of like the palette. When you hear about Zoeva, all of the British beauty bloggers all would talk about how much they loved this, so I had just always wanted to try it. So it's been a month, I've been playing with this guy, and I will say that the quality of these eyeshadows is very, very nice. It definitely didn't disappoint me performance-wise. It's just not the most exciting color palette because neutral palettes are kind of overdone, I feel like, at this point. I think when this palette launched, it felt much more unique because this particular palette has been around for years. I'm pretty sure when I started vlogging like 5 years ago, this palette existed, or it existed shortly thereafter, but it's definitely been at least, I would think, 3 years that this palette has been in existence. And makeup trends change pretty quickly. So I feel like this color palette with the warm tones felt a lot more special probably when it first launched. Nowadays, there's like a new neutral palette launching every 5 seconds, so I feel like they're just less special than they used to be. That being said, the actual quality of these shadows and the color selection that you get in this palette is really nice. You have 4 matte shades, and then you have 5, I would call them like a satin metallic. They're to me like an old school metallic eyeshadow. Nowadays, everyone looks at metallics as being very foiled and buttery and impactful. These are not as shimmery. You can foil them perhaps if you apply them with a wet brush, but just dry as they are in the pan, they're gonna give you a little bit of a sheen, but not that super intense metallic finish. But that's kind of the way eyeshadow palettes always used to be. Like 5-6 years ago, this was a much more standard looking eyeshadow palette that you would expect to see on the market. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily because it's so easy to work with. This is the kind of eyeshadow palette that if you don't want to have to think about your look, you can just whip this out and know exactly what to do with it. You've got your matte bone shade to set down your eyeshadow primer or to blend out edges. You've got this nice warm mid-tone brown shade for your transition. You have a darker warm tone brown shade to add a little bit of depth and dimension. You have some darker shades for lining and adding drama. And then you have a whole bunch of nice metallic lid shades if you want to add a pop of color, if you want to do a little more smoky. You've got this beautiful bright gold shade. You have something a little bit more neutral and taupey. And then you have this cool tone sort of purple taupey gray shade up here. So It's definitely a fun palette. You can do something more smoky dramatic, you can do something more soft and daytime appropriate. It's very easy. It's something that I think beginners or people who are not as into color or as obsessed with makeup might find this palette very practical and easy to use. It's the kind of thing that you can get use out of all of the shades, which is nice because I don't think any of them, even this Frosty Cranberry shade here, is a lot of fun and wearable, and even though it's a pop of color, it's not that crazy. So I can see why this palette would appeal to a lot of people, especially, again, as I said, if you're someone that's not obsessed with makeup and you just want like a nice eyeshadow palette for creating everyday looks, this will kind of give you everything that you need. And price-wise, Zoeva is more affordable. It's a little bit more expensive if you live in the United States because you have to pay for shipping if you're ordering it from the Zoeva website, and that adds a significant amount to the cost of this eyeshadow palette. Because yes, the eyeshadow palette may be like in the $20 price range, but then you have to pay $8 or $9 for shipping. So to me, it's like if I'm paying half the cost of something just in shipping, that kind of negates the whole it being a more budget-friendly product thing. So maybe someday Zoeva will become more accessible in the US. Maybe it will be sold at more stores and it will be easier to get your hands on, in which case I would say it's a great palette. The formula quality is really nice. It's very easy to work with. It lasts well on your eyes. Everything blended out really easily. I enjoyed using this palette. Do I think that it's something that you absolutely need to run out and get if, you know, especially being in the United States and paying $8, $9 for shipping? No, it's definitely not. But if you're in the UK, if this is something that's more easily accessible to you and you like the shade range, the quality of the shadows themselves are very nice. Moving right along, let's talk about something that I didn't like as much. It's not that I hated this product. I don't hate it. I just didn't love it as much as I wanted to love it. And that is the Cosmetics Illustrative Eyeliner. Now, there are multiple kinds of the Illustrative eyeliner. This is the felt tipped version. There is also a brush tipped version, and from everything I've heard from other subscribers, YouTube watchers, bloggers, etc., the brush tipped version is much easier to work with. And that was really the issue I had with this felt tipped version. The actual nib of this pen was very stiff. It kind of feel like you're poking yourself in the eye a little bit with it. So that caused the line to be not as smooth. I felt like it was more prone to skipping and dragging, and it just was a little bit more tricky to work with. I think if you're a newer person to liquid eyeliner, this is not the kind of pen to start with because you will get very frustrated very quickly. The actual product itself, the actual liquid liner, is beautiful. It goes on very, very black. It's very smudge proof. I felt like once I could create a wing, it looked beautiful. It was just actually getting that perfect sharp line. If your pen is not dragging smoothly and it skips at all, like you can get a jagged line and then you have to go back and smooth it out, and then your liner ends up being thicker than you want it to, and it's just a whole ordeal. So I would definitely consider trying the brush tip to see how it compares to this one at some point in the future. It seemed like the actual liquid inside was different. When I got this at Gen Beauty, the girl that was at the booth for Cosmetics was demonstrating the different liners, and the reason I picked the felt tip one was because it seemed blacker, more kind of inky and dark and more sort of sharp almost than the brush tip one. The brush tip seemed a little bit more liquidy, like it might bleed or feather a little bit more. So I don't really know. I got the opportunity to compare and contrast them. That would, I think, be really helpful to decide which one is better. But just based on this one alone, I would rather purchase my NYX Epic Ink Liner again over this one. Even though I think it retails for around $12. Like, it's not a very expensive product, which is nice. So it's not that I think that it's overpriced for what it is. I just found it to be more hassle than it was worth. So let's talk about this guy here. This is the Cover FX Shimmer Veil in the shade Amethyst. We got this in our February Boxy Charm, and again, this guy kind of disappoints me. So I wanted this to be like the Stila Glitter and Glow eyeshadows, or even the Shimmer and Glow eyeshadows. I wanted to be able to use this as an eyeshadow topper to add some brilliance and some sparkle to my looks, because I really generally enjoy that. Now this particular product is designed to be able to use anywhere on your face, but there's no way I would use this as a highlighter. Number one, I'm not a fan of colorful highlights. Number two, I'm not a fan of chunky glitter all over my face. Having a small amount of concentrated glitter on my eyes, I feel like is a very pretty kind of extra glam touch, but I'm not really a big fan of just glitter face, especially on an everyday basis. So the issue that I found with this as an eyeshadow topper is that it didn't last. It had so much fallout and it just wasn't really there after a few hours. So I would do my eyeshadow and I would apply this on top and it would look really, really sparkly and beautiful. But then after a few hours, it was just kind of gone. And I've never had that problem with the Stila eyeshadows. So for the same price, because they're both like $24, I think these are $26 and the Stila ones are actually cheaper at $24. They're very similar in price. So still $20-something for a single eyeshadow product is a lot of money to spend. So I think if you're going to shell out that kind of money, you're so much better off getting the Stila ones, because in my experience, they last so much longer. This, on the other hand, though, it didn't feel like it had the lasting power of an eyeshadow, maybe because it's formulated to be used on the cheeks and on the eyes, so it's purposefully a little bit more sheer and less sort of locked in than a traditional cream glitter eyeshadow would be. So I just felt like this product was in a weird limbo where it was too glittery to use as a liquid highlighter, but not glittery and long wearing enough to use as an eyeshadow. In which case, it's just not really worth it to me. I'm glad I got a chance to try it in a subscription box, because I would have been kind of miffed if I went out and bought this for full price. Should we talk about something positive now? I feel like I've just said a whole bunch of kind of negative things, so let's talk about something I did like a little bit more. This is the High Endurance Cosmetics Sweat Pretty Setting Spray. So this is something that was sent to me. This is a more indie brand, and I had never tried any of their products before, and I generally enjoyed this. It smells kind of perfumey. If you do not like setting sprays with a scent, don't get this, because it definitely has a strong fragrance to it, and if scents give you a headache, this will be not a good situation for you. But in general, I kind of liked the sort of floral scent to it. I thought it added a nice touch. I do feel like this helped my makeup meld together well. It helped it last a little bit longer. I generally enjoyed it, so I would continue using this. I have a lot of setting spray. I don't know if this is necessarily above and beyond any of the other setting sprays that I have that generally work, but I will continue using it. And the final product that I tested out last month is the 14E Cosmetics Aloe Nourish Foundation. And this is another one that I'm kind of on the fence about. I didn't hate it, but I didn't fall in love with it either. I love the ingredients of this product. It is all natural and organic, which it's not easy to find an all natural foundation. A lot of foundations, especially from the drugstore, are full of all kinds of chemicals and weird ingredients. So to see something that is, the first ingredient to this is aloe vera, and then glycerin, and then titanium dioxide, argan oil, jojoba oil, non-nano zinc oxide, vitamin C, etc., etc. It's kind of nice to know you're putting something on your face that isn't full of junk. That being said, it is expensive. I don't know if I would have gone out and spent $40 on this foundation, because performance-wise, I don't know if it worked so well for my skin type with my being so oily. I felt that this made me very shiny throughout the day. It also oxidizes like crazy on my face. So I got the shade Sand 02. I found shade matching for this product to be extremely difficult. There are only, I think, 8 shades maybe that you can pick from for this foundation, which is not a lot at all. And looking at the pictures online, I felt like the actual photographs of the models they were suggesting for each shade, it didn't look like they were true to life colors, so I was not really sure at all. I had to Google swatches and reviews to try to figure out what shade would be the best match for me, and I think this was probably it. Like, I think I did all right. I don't think I could have done better. than sand, but I have a very warm undertone. I'm very yellow in complexion, and this leaned kind of pink, and when it oxidizes, it kind of goes a little more orange. So I felt like I got a little bit of that foundation face when I wore this. I had to really blend it down the neck so I didn't look like I was wearing a mask. So that was a little bit disappointing. The other thing too is that the scent of this was strange. Like, it smells like plants, but then it also kind of smells weirdly fishy, which I did not like. I mean, it doesn't stay for a long time. Once you set it down, the scent goes away, but while you're applying it, I found it to be a little off-putting, so I don't know. In general, I mean, I think if you're someone that goes all organic, all green with your beauty products, it's a nice product. Like, the coverage was medium, like it makes your skin look pretty healthy. I think if you were very dry, you might like this because it's a very hydrating product. It has a lot of natural plant oils in it, so it's gonna give your skin that glow and that nourishment. But when you're an oil slick like me, after powdering this down, I felt like my skin after a few hours was super shiny again. So I don't know, I may pass this along to a friend if I can find someone that would shade match with it well, because I have a lot of other foundation and I don't know how likely I am to reach for this on a regular basis. I like that the ingredients are clean. I like that it uses physical sunscreens. I think it would be a nice product for spring and summer when you're outside more and you want that extra SPF. I just was a little concerned with the finish and with the oxidation. It wasn't really my favorite product. So those are all of my reviews and my updates from the last month. And let's take a minute to chat about what I'm gonna be testing out in April. So I got sent this really awesome PR package from Formula 1006 about a month ago. Formula 1006 is a drugstore skincare brand. They make really affordable products and they're a lot of fun. And they sent me all of their new face masks. So these are 3 of their new products. And I think I've had a chance to test out this charcoal and plum one, but I have not had a chance to test these 2 guys out yet at all. So I really want to put all 3 of these masks to the test to figure out which one is my favorite. These 2 are peel-off masks, which are always a lot of fun. And then this guy here is a skin purifying bubble mask, which bubble masks are such a fun kind of trendy thing. So I'm really excited to give this a whirl. You guys saw my skincare declutter. I have a lot of Formula 1006 masks and I kind of put out that intention that I shouldn't keep all of them. So I really just want to test these out this month and then I'll decide which are my favorites and which I can declutter from there. Keeping on the skincare train, I did try out FabFitFun for the first time in March, and in the spring box, we were sent this face moisturizer from Murad. This is the Skin Perfecting Lotion, and it's supposed to be a lightweight, oil-free moisturizer to provide shine-free hydration for blemish-prone skin. And that sounded perfect for me because my skin is oily as heck, and it is prone to breakouts, although they have been much better recently. Like I said, I feel like my skincare routine has been pretty on point. I've also been taking my vitamins and drinking more water, trying to be a little bit more health conscious, which I think kind of feeding your body from the inside out definitely shows in your skin. So I know it's probably a combination of all those factors that have been keeping me breakout free. But I'm always on the hunt for a good moisturizer, especially with the weather getting warmer. My skin gets way oily at this time of year, so I need to kind of tone down the moisture. I do still moisturize, but I usually like to use something a little bit more lightweight in spring and summer, so that way I stay more matte longer throughout the day. So I think this has come to me at a perfect time. I'm excited to try it out, especially under makeup, and see how it works. Then the last skincare product I'm really excited about. I really need to try this out. I think I'm going to use it tonight or tomorrow. This is the Celia & Co. Detox Jasmine Green Tea Facial Steam. So I love tea. I'm a tea fanatic. I drink tea all the time. I have a whole cabinet devoted to tea in my kitchen. And this is basically tea for your face. So you put this in boiling water and then you kind of like put a towel over your head and you let the steam just kind of open up all of your pores. It has jasmine and green tea, which have antioxidants to kind of provide that sort of extra detoxification for your skin. And it's supposed to just help your skincare to work better when you are applying products on top of your skin after you've steamed it. And it's supposed to, just help to get all those toxins and things out of your skin, out of your pores. So I'm really excited. I've never tried a product like this before, but I've seen them. So very curious to see how this works for me. At the very least, I think it will be a very therapeutic, relaxing experience. So excited to report back and let you know what I think. Before we get into makeup, I do have one other non-makeup product that I want to test out this month. This was also something I got sent in FabFitFun. So this is the Derma Cosmeceuticals Makeover Peptide Infused Concealer and Treatment Anti-Aging Ridge Filler. It's a nail treatment product, basically. So this is something to help your nails grow stronger and longer. You can wear it with nail polish or without nail polish. I've been bare nailed for a while now, and I've been wanting to wear nail polish more. It's been something I put out as an intention for 2018, but I have not been very good about it. So I figured at the very least, this looks like a really sort of pretty, shiny, iridescent kind of your nails but better product. So if I don't have the time to paint my nails because I know that they're gonna chip and I'm gonna have to keep repainting them every 4 days or so, this is kind of a nice cheap product because it can make my nails just look a little bit nicer, but the chips and everything aren't going to show as easily, and it'll hopefully maybe make my nails grow stronger, longer. So I was just curious to see if this actually does anything, if it does fill in ridges, or if it's just kind of a froofy product, because I think it retails for like $18, which is a lot of money. So in order for that to be worth $18 for me, it's gotta work miracles. So I'm curious, we'll report back. And then on to some makeup. So I got some fun things I'm excited about for this month. I'm testing out a new mascara. This one is from Essence. It's the False Lashes Mascara Dramatic Volume Unlimited. And I have not tried an Essence mascara in a long time. They are very affordable. So I have high hopes that I will enjoy this, because if I could recommend a mascara to you guys that's less than $5, that would be fantastic. I also got this brow pencil in my Ipsy bag this month. This is the Rodial Glamo Brow Precision Eyebrow Pencil, and I've never tried a Rodial product, or Rodial, however you pronounce it. I've never tried any of their products before, and I was really excited to get this full size in an Ipsy bag because I think this retails for around $20, so that's like double what I paid for the bag that month. So I do love me some brow products. I'll be curious to see how this compares to the Anastasia Brow Wiz and some other similar microfined brow pencils that I've tried. If it's just as good, if it's any better, I'll let you guys know. Then I've got some lip products here. So Grande Cosmetics sent me 4 shades of their Grande Lips Hydra Plump Liquid Lipsticks. So I'm very excited to give these guys a whirl. I have tried some other Grande Lips products, and I've tried their lash serum. I've tried quite a few things from the brand, but this is their line of liquid lipsticks, which I think is really cool. Got some fun shades here, so maybe I'll do some lip swatches, or I'll do like a post over on Instagram so you guys can see all the colors. But in the meantime, I'll be testing out the formula and letting you guys know what I think. And the very last thing I'm planning on testing out this month is the Persona Identity Palette. I picked this up from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale when it was half off. This is supposed to be like the ideal palette for brown eyes. It was created by a YouTuber, Sonia Gasparian? I'm really bad, guys, with remembering how to pronounce people's names and the names of brands and things, so forgive me, please. But this looks like, again, a very beautiful eyeshadow palette. Maybe not the most unique and stunning thing I've ever seen in my life, but I feel like all of these colors will look really beautiful on my eyes, and I've heard nothing but great things about this formula. So for $16, I was like, I need to try it. I need to know if it's good. I need to know how it compares to everything else. So I am definitely excited to play around with this month and let you guys know what I think of it. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much again for coming and hanging out with me. I hope these reviews were helpful. If you're excited to see my thoughts on these new products for April, let me know which one you're most curious about. And if you like review videos, give this one a thumbs up. I always really appreciate your feedback. Again, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, click that button before you go if you want to see my updates from this video and getting ready with me and other fun things. Actually, on that note, I am going to be filming a subscribers choose my makeup video. I've been posting some polls over on my community tab for the last couple of days, so if you haven't had a chance to vote for all of the different categories, I'm having you guys pick out every product that's going on my face. I'm having you guys input whether or not I'm using lashes and glitter and what kind of look I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with and what I'm able to do with all of your suggestions. It's gonna be a good time, so go head on over to my channel if you want to cast your vote. And in the meantime, I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.